what's up you guys? I'm Sara Lubratt and today's writing vlog is going to be finishing going over the beta reader feedback that I have on my project DE. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you go on to enjoy it, I hope that you choose to give it a big thumbs up because it really supports my channel by telling the YouTube algorithm that you liked my video and that someone else might too. And now without further ado, let's get into finishing the beta reader feedback for my high fantasy project, which is Project DE. So it's supposed to rain like all week here in Texas, which is incredible writing weather, but I need to get to my car to go to the gym, and I forgot that all of my umbrellas are in my car, which doesn't help me when I'm gonna get wet going to my car. There's a lot of water coming down. Today is May 11th. I've already worked out today. I've already worked. I have recently gotten back from my hot girl walk or my goal setting walk. I am currently making dinner, and my goal is that like for this next couple of days, this upcoming week, whatever, it's supposed to be raining a lot. And because I love both writing and watching movies when it rains, my goal is to finish my writing before I get to watch a movie. And like the movie will be my reward, and hopefully then I can use the movie as a like way to force myself to do my writing earlier so that I'm not up until like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're just gonna try it and see what happens. I'm gonna finish making dinner, I'm gonna eat, and then I'm going to get working on beta reader feedback. It is my last person, I believe, and I've already talked to her. I went and got coffee with her like a couple days ago. I talked about that in my last beta feedback vlog. So I kind of like already know what she's gonna say and like what notes are gonna be in the document, but I still think it'll be good to like go through, read what she said, take my own notes, see if it sparks any ideas, and kind of just move forward in that way. 40 minutes later, and I am 44 pages into the document, which means I am about 1/9 of the way through. My hand is sobbing. And of course, it's now that I wish that I had been typing my notes and not handwriting them, because what I want to do is like be able to highlight, be able to color code, be able to reorganize people's thoughts, and be able to separate my own thoughts instead of having 20 handwritten pages. And more to come with this beta reader. I really wish I typed them and then my hands wouldn't be as tired. That's fun. It might just mean that I will need to spend like a couple hours after finishing going over all of the beta feedback comments to like read through it, type up some form of note taking on this. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm not going to switch what I'm doing, because in the future, I think it'll be cool to like have had handwritten this out, but right now it just sucks a little bit. I think I just figured out what movie I want to watch later when I'm done. However, it is currently 10:09 p.m. As soon as it turns to be 10:10, I'm going to start another writing sprint. I'm still calling these writing sprints, even though they're like note-taking sprints, but I'm going to do some more of that. I'm just going to kind of like go, I'm going to try and hit, I really want to hit like page 100. I don't know if that's gonna happen. We'll just see. I'm just kind of skimming through her comments. She's been leaving me some really funny ones, so this has been very entertaining so far. Woo, okay, I made it to page 100. Now that I have gotten to page 100 and spent an hour and a half working on this tonight, I think I'm gonna go watch a movie. However, I did want to mention that beta reading feedback is definitely less overwhelming than it was when I started going over the beta feedback. Now it's just kind of the like looming awareness of the length of time that this next draft is going to take me. That's really daunting. Like I know how long realistically it's gonna take, and I don't like the realistic number. Also, when I say realistic, it's a guess, but I'm pretty sure I can't accomplish it in the amount of time that I want to accomplish it. And I also know, like I talked about in my last beta reading vlog, that like the trickle down effects of like stuff that I'm gonna be changing at the very, very beginning kind of goes throughout the story, and I'm gonna have to like go through and fix all of that. And I know that that's going to be very time consuming. I know that that's going to change a lot of parts of the story, and so it's very hard to actually like quantify how long I think draft 4 is actually actually gonna take, but the beta reading feedback that I'm going over now in this video is the first and only beta feedback that I got back over the entire document. And so the fact that I already talked to this beta reader and she kind of like gave me her feedback in person is helpful because I kind of know like the big picture, like story arcs, plot arcs, character arcs and stuff that are going to need like adjusting throughout the story. And when it's said in such a simple way, it's kind of hard to overthink it and kind of like realize how much work it's going to be. But I really think that the number of things that I'm going to have to do in draft 4 are going to make it a very different book from draft 3, and I think that's in the best way possible. So I am excited. I'm just daunted by the sheer size of the task, but that is okay. I'm just trying to take things one day at a time. That is how anything gets done, is one day at a time. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna go watch a movie. So it's like 3 days later now. The past 2 days, I ended up not doing any work on the beta reading feedback at all. I kept telling myself that I was going to, and then I didn't. So here we are. The forecast said that it was supposed to rain like all of this week, but the past like 2 days, it has been pretty sunny. Tomorrow it's supposed to be sunny, and then it's supposed to like storm for like the next 9 days. So I was kind of trying to take advantage of it not storming. I just got back from doing like an hour and 10 minutes of going over feedback out by the pool, which was lovely. That is being filmed for another video. I'm not sure if that video is up yet or not, but if it is, I will link it up here and down in the description box below if you want to go check that out after. But doing the hour and 10 minutes outside has set me up and made me feel really good about it, and so I kind of just want to keep going. I'm currently on page 242. I started on page 100 today, and so I'm kind of breezing through this like rather quickly, and so I'm just trying to like ride the high and keep going. It is now 3:40, meaning that another hour and 20 minutes has gone by, and I just finished this person's beta feedback. That means that I'm done going over the beta feedback that I have, which is like, I'm like not processing that. That's crazy because I thought this was gonna take me like 2 or 3 more days in all honesty, but apparently today has just been like very, very productive, which is so cool. My hand hurts so much now after spending like, what is that, like 2.5 hours on this today? Almost straight too. This is the final amount of pages that I took notes on, which is intense. However, I am now done with the beta feedback that I have. There is a chance that after I start draft 4, I may get 1 or 2 more because a couple of my beta readers ran into some stuff that meant that they couldn't either start on time or finish on time. So I may or may not get more, but I'm going to start with what I have right now instead of waiting for that to come in. I definitely am going to take a break, even though I'm feeling really, really good right now. I think I'm gonna go work out. And then while I'm working out, I think I'm gonna try and like brainstorm or come up with a way to like process all of the notes that I took and kind of like reformat them in the way that will be most helpful to me. And I think I've sort of come up with a method that will be helpful in doing that. But again, I'm officially done with beta reading feedback. I'm saying officially, even if I get like 1 more. That's so cool. I am very happy. I need to like take a second, pause, celebrate before I like work on churning through this information again. But like, I could realistically start on draft 4 like tomorrow. That's a weird thought. That is such a weird thought. That brings us to now. It is currently 9:40 p.m. and I am going to try and start working on these notes and compiling these notes into hopefully something more concise or congruent or some way that's easier for me to look at it than like this mass of pages, which I should also count how many note pages I took. Give me 1 second. 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay. 29 pages of notes, and even though it was like on this like relatively like small notebook and it's like the wide ruled, I was doing 2 lines per line. So like, I mean, it's, I don't want to like show you guys what I wrote, but like you can tell that like I fit a lot of words on these pages. What did I just say? 29 pages? Hopefully that's accurate or somewhere close to it. 20 something pages. That's a lot of notes pages, especially for me wanting to accomplish whatever it is that I said I wanted to accomplish tonight. But I kind of came up with like a potential way for me to like organize my thoughts that doesn't require me to retype everything that I chose to handwrite. I don't know why I did it this way. Yeah. I feel like I have a general gist of like the bigger picture things and like the developmental edits that need help. And for most of the chapter to chapter stuff, I can either reference this or like the emails that I got back. However, I kind of want to try highlighting, but now of course I'm suddenly scared that highlighters are just going to leak right through these pages and then I won't be able to see or read what I wrote on the other side of the page. So I guess now I just have to give this like a test run to see if it's actually going to bleed through or not, or if I have nothing to worry about. Should be a good test. Okay, well, that's what I did. And that's the amount that it bled through. So like a little bit, probably not too much, but that could get really annoying. Is me filming this part of the video partially just like procrastination? Yes, because I don't totally know how to attack this. Okay, I like how I do this kind of thing where I'm like, yeah, draft 4 is gonna be really, really hard. And then I get through all of the beta reading feedback, which kind of stressed me out at first. But then as I got into it, I was like very happy with the feedback that I was getting because it was so freaking helpful. And now I'm to this point, which like shouldn't be a hard part because it's just organizing the notes that I took. But like, why? Okay, I'm just gonna stop filming. I'm just gonna like figure this out when I'm working on this, and I will update you guys after I figure it out. Great, cool, awesome. It is now 11:35. At some point in there, my body just went, you need to stop working, you need to stand up. I think it was at like 55 minutes or an hour, but it was like freaking out about the fact that I had been sitting for so long. And so I stood up, walked around a little bit, essentially took a break. I think I watched a YouTube video or two. And then I came back and finished working on this, and I finished highlighting all of the notes, or all of the notes that I need to like extrapolate or basically condense down into like, this was said a bunch, this was said a bunch, this needs to be more consistent, etc. I ended up choosing 4 colors. Orange was like conceptual stuff, like not really particular to like one point in the story or another, but like one of the things that I highlighted in orange was like characters need names. Yes, they do. I highlighted some stuff in pink that was more for like book 2, book 3, ideas that I was coming up with when going through the beta reading feedback for like later parts in the story, and not later in book 1, but like later on in the whole story. Green was for all of the new ideas that I have for this like theoretical new opening to the story, which is somewhere between like the first like 3 and 10 chapters, kind of depending on what I choose to do. And there was a lot of green that I was highlighting because that was like the biggest thing that I was taking like notes on for myself, was like more and more ideas of what should be addressed in the opening, like in the new opening when I redo it. So a lot of it was highlighted in green. And then last but not least, we have purple, which was all about like the longest perspective that's in the book and all of the help that that one specifically needs. And kind of because that one seems to be much more like sporadic throughout, that it needed its own color. But now that I have gone through and highlighted all 29 pages of my notes, I think I'm now gonna go back and reread or re-skim over the highlighted portions. My alarm is gonna go off in like 20 minutes. That's gonna tell me that I need to go to bed because I've started doing that in effort to actually start going to bed at like a semi-decent time. There's a very high chance I'm just gonna choose to work through that, but we will see. So yeah, again, I'm procrastinating. Let's do this. You know, that took me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but now it is 1:42 in the morning, meaning that it is 1 hour and 45 minutes later. It is also 7 pages and 3,805 words of written up notes later. But now I think I have everything where I want it to be so that I can technically start draft 4 tomorrow. Wow. I honestly need to look at how much time I've spent working on this today because it's like insane. Insane in like the best way possible. Problem is that my brain is now fried and I can't do math. I can barely add 55 and 25. I spent 5 hours and 40 minutes doing this today. And honestly, it felt so good. Like, I don't feel like that was like too much time. Like, yeah, I feel like that was too much time, but not like in like a burnout way. Oh my goodness. I also definitely snoozed my like reminder that I needed to go to bed like 8 times while that was happening. I also think that it's too late and too soon for me to be realizing that like I'm done with beta reader feedback now and I'm starting on draft 4 tomorrow, so I will jump to tomorrow, Sarah, to tell you guys how I'm feeling. It is now the next day, so today is May 15th, and today I'm actually going to be starting draft freaking 4 of Project DE. But yesterday, which was May 14th, which is when I finished going over all of the beta reader feedback that I currently have, I worked on this for like 5 hours and 40 minutes yesterday, and that was like honestly like the ideal day of writing. Like, I got so much done. I felt so good yesterday. I am also absolutely in love with the timing of finishing up going over the feedback and starting draft 4 on the 15th of a month, because it's like perfectly halfway through the month, and I love starting new projects either on the 1st or the 15th just because it makes things easier to track. So I was really happy about that. In total, going over the beta reading feedback took me 14 days, aka 2 weeks, and during those 2 weeks I spent 17 hours and 35 minutes working through this step of the process, which brings me up to a total of 619 hours and 30 minutes working on Project DE so far. If you missed any of the previous writing vlogs of me going over the beta reading feedback, they will be all listed down in the description box below if you want to go check those out. But now I guess it's time for draft 4. Starting draft 4 is going to be a future video, and so if you are not already, make sure you scroll down below, hit that big red subscribe button and that little notification bell next to it, because I am currently posting videos twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, and I'm going to continue vlogging and recording this process of writing a book. This is the furthest I've ever gotten in a project, and I'm so excited about it. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a big thumbs up, because that really supports my channel. I want to know down in the comments below where you are currently at with your story. And I guess with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye!